What if you could get in on the AI gold rush, but with an actual proven roadmap? Well, that's exactly what we're doing today. We're going to break down the analysis from a guy who's built multi-million-dollar AI companies, and he's laid out the 6th most profitable AI businesses you can start before 2026.
Look, this is the question on everyone's mind, right? If you're an ambitious entrepreneur, you're asking this, and we're not just going to give you a vague answer. In the next few minutes, you're getting a clear, data-backed roadmap. Seriously, this could be your next big thing. And let me be clear, this isn't just a bunch of hype. No, these are real, actionable opportunities. We're talking stuff you can start today, backed by solid market projections. These things are growing like crazy, and they're only going to get bigger.
So, you might be asking, how do we know these are the real winners? Well, it all comes down to a simple but powerful 2-part test. This is the filter that cuts through all the noise and just hones in on what actually makes money.
Okay, so here's the formula. It's actually super simple. Part 1, are you selling to a high-income buyer? Someone who values their time way more than their money. And part 2, is the market you're jumping into actually growing? If you can say yes to both of those, trust me, you've already won half the battle.
And that first rule is so important. Dan Martell, the entrepreneur whose framework this is based on, puts it perfectly. He says, to make money, you want to solve rich people problems. It just makes sense, right? It's the most direct path you can take to actually being profitable.
All right, let's kick off the countdown. We're starting with opportunities number 6 and number 5. Think of these as the creative and, more importantly, the most accessible ways to get your foot in the door of the AI world.
Okay, coming in at number 6, the AI-powered virtual assistant. Think about it. Every single successful person on the planet is desperate for more time. And you? You're the one who can sell it back to them, using AI to automate all the tedious stuff, like emails, scheduling, and research. And what's amazing about this one is the barrier to entry is just super low. You can get started with minimal cost, minimal effort, and pretty quickly be managing just a handful of high-value clients on monthly retainers. And we're talking a solid $10,000 to $20,000 a month. Not bad, right? So does it pass our 2-part test? Oh yeah, absolutely. Your buyers, they're the busiest people out there. Founders, creators, they'll pay for time. And the market, it's just exploding. It's on track to hit $30 billion by 2030, growing at a massive 20% every single year. It's a total slam dunk.
All right, number 5. This one is for the creators. It's the AI content repurposing service. The idea is simple but brilliant. You take one big piece of content, like a podcast or a long YouTube video, and you use AI to magically spin it into dozens of smaller assets. We're talking clips, social media posts, carousels, the whole 9 yards.
Now, the cost to start is still really low, but the effort is a little higher on this one. You kind of need a good creative eye to make it work. But check out the payoff. The income potential jumps up to a possible $30,000 a month. And that's usually done through these nice, stable monthly service packages.
And who are you selling to? Creators, coaches, businesses, people who have real budgets for this stuff. And the market? Get this. Goldman Sachs says the creator economy is going to explode to nearly $500 billion. You're not just starting a business here. You're basically grabbing a surfboard and riding a massive economic wave. Okay, let's level up a bit. We've talked about helping individuals. Now, our next 2 opportunities, 4 and 3, are all about helping entire businesses grow, scaling their operations, and more importantly, their revenue.
So at number 4, we have the AI automation agency. Think about all the businesses that were built before this whole AI explosion. They're struggling to keep up. You get to be the expert who comes in and implements what's called hyperautomation. It's a fancy term for using a bunch of AI tools together to automate pretty much everything possible in a business, saving them literally thousands of hours.
And this is where the stakes and the paychecks start to get a lot bigger. The cost and effort are more in the medium range, but because you're solving much bigger problems for bigger companies, you're looking at high-value retainers. The income potential here pretty much doubles, up to $20,000 to $50,000 a month.
And the market size for this? Just wow. The hyperautomation market is projected to hit an insane 249 times billion dollars by 2032. I mean, think about that. Even getting a tiny, tiny sliver of that pie is absolutely life-changing money.
Okay, on to number 3, the AI lead generation agency. This one is a game changer because you're not just saving a company money, you are making them money. You're using AI to find, qualify, and actually reach out to new customers on their behalf. It's a direct line to revenue.
And here's the thing. Businesses will always pay for more revenue. It's a no-brainer. If you can walk in and basically say, give me $1 and I'll turn it into 10 for you, your potential is almost unlimited. We're talking up to $80,000 a month, especially if you get into performance-based deals.
All right, we've made it to the top of the mountain, the final two. These opportunities are the big leagues. This is for people who want to work with the biggest clients on their most critical, high-stakes problems.
At number 2, managed cybersecurity, specifically a service called Managed Detection and Response, or MDR for short. Here's the deal. The bad guys, the hackers, they're using AI now, and companies are frankly terrified. With MDR, you're not just selling them some software. No, you're using AI to become their 24/7 security team, actively hunting for threats and responding in real time.
Now, I'm going to be straight with you. This one isn't for the faint of heart. It takes a high initial investment for the right tools, and there's a steep learning curve. But the reward? It's immense. Companies will pay top dollar on long-term contracts for the peace of mind you're selling.
And the market size just proves how critical this is. The global cybersecurity market is on track to blow past $500 billion by 2030. I mean, that's just a staggering number. This industry is massive, it's absolutely essential, and it's growing incredibly fast.
Look, it might not sound as sexy as, content creation, but that Dan Martell quote comes back to mind. Sometimes the boring businesses is where the billions are made. And this is a perfect example. Solving these critical, boring problems, that's where the real money is.
And that brings us to number 1, the single most profitable AI business you can start. And it is AI governance and compliance. Okay, think about it. Every big company is rushing to use AI, but in doing so, they're walking into a legal minefield of new laws and data privacy risks. You get to be their expert guide, the person who protects them from getting hit with massive, company-ending lawsuits. Big companies have enormous budgets set aside for exactly this. That's why the income potential gets pushed into 6 figures a month. Yes, it's a steep learning curve, but the payoff is the highest on our entire list for one simple reason. You become an essential, non-negotiable part of their strategy. They can't afford not to have you.
And what's really fueling this fire? New laws like the EU AI Act. This makes your service not just a nice to have, it becomes a legal requirement. It's not an optional expense anymore. They have to spend this money. And they're going to pay a premium for an expert like you to make sure they get it right.
So there you have it, 6 incredible, profitable opportunities. But as we wrap up, let's talk about the big picture. What's the common thread? What's the secret sauce that ties all of these together and makes them so powerful?
It really boils down to 3 simple things. First, every single one of them uses AI as leverage. It's the force multiplier. Second, they all plug into real, undeniable market demand. This isn't a build it and they will come situation. And third, and this is probably the most important, they all serve buyers who can actually pay. People with deep pockets and a painful pressing problem they need solved now.
So, the opportunities are right there in front of you. The data is solid. The path is laid out. Really, there's only one question left to ask. Which one are you going to build?